gosh. Hey, how's it going? How's that Andor finale? That was, I won't spoil it. I definitely recommend it, though. Good show. Surprisingly good show. I was not expecting a Star Wars show to be good. And hey, look at that. Anyway, got more mail. Currently 2 in. This is from Umbrella. Got Wrong Turn and Night of Fear / Inn of the Damned. And they're actually both the limited edition versions from the website, which I thought would be a really fun thing to try out. So we'll start with the classic Ozploitation double feature Shockfest drive-in. God, I'm going to put this... I think I've got a spot under N for it somewhere on my shelf, because I was thinking Night of Fear and Inn of the Damned. Given Night of Fear is what's written first on the spine, there, I figure that's what I'll probably put underneath. Actually, it's got 2 different images too. I didn't notice that until now. It's got a woman screaming on one side, and on the other side it's got an old lady, or older lady. She looks like an old lady here. This special edition came with this daybill, very long poster, because daybills usually are, for Inn of the Damned. It's a one-sided poster. It's a nice design. It did come in folded, of course, but that's not too bothersome. It just means that the edges are a bit creased, I think. Which edges was it? I think it's just this edge here was a little chunkered in when it came in. Yeah, and this edge, so they're like right there on that corner. That's alright, that's how it came in the box, but it still was nicely padded and everything. It just happened to be the size of the box, basically. So yeah, that's just a cute little Aussie poster, I think. Aussie? Yeah, of course it's Aussie. So that'll be fun to put up somewhere. Probably my bedroom. I don't know yet. I could put it up there. I don't know yet. We'll see. Because I don't really have anywhere else to put it. It does fold up, but I don't really know where to put it yet. Let me just grab out my knife. I don't have too many of these Ozploitation classics from Umbrella. I've got a good amount, but a lot of them are all numbered. This is number 20. And it's like, it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know. It's the same with like Criterion and Imprint. It's like, I'm kind of tired of the fact that they all have fucking numbers on the spines. I don't mind it. It's a nice thing if you want to put them, organize it that way along your shelf. Like, I'm not going to put all my imprint titles in a numerical order because I don't have every single imprint title. Not to mention the fact that I usually prefer alphabetizing things over numerically placing them. Dad did mention recently, because he's like, look at all my collections, he's like, yeah, you should like put like lists and numbers to make it obvious as to what's what. His suggestion was, I did have Dragon Ball Z here, which was my brother's, and he took all 9 seasons, so the whole entire slot is empty now, so that's wonderful. It means I can fill out more space, I guess. I don't really know what I'm going to do there, but that's great. But I think it was, over here, we've got Jackie Chan, and next to it is, like, John Carpenter, and it's like, if I put, like, a piece of paper that just said John Carpenter typed out, and just, like, stick it on it. I think there's at work, I've got one that's like a labeling machine. I feel like, realistically, I should be able to use something like that, because he was saying, like, paper and blue tack, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to put anything, you don't want to put anything permanent, so if you need to move it, you can move it. So it's like, if I get a label maker, I can just tear that off afterwards, wouldn't I? Because it's just, sticky. It's just like a sticky tape kind of thing. So that's an idea, I think. Yeah, so this comes with a sleeve, which is always bloody nice. And also, like, they're, like, shiny on the images there. You can get the shimmer and shine, yeah. You get your clear plastic case. This is the Night of Fear version. On the back is the same as the daybill, Inn of the Damned. Again, good artwork. What's that say? The film they didn't want you to see, Terry Rod's Bizarre Night of Fear. Yes, of course. I don't really know if I can show that inside image. That's a bit graphic. I don't think I can show that at all. Okay, those are nipples. Okay, I definitely cannot show the inside artwork here. But you've got a guy holding a skull, and you've got another guy who's grabbing a woman from behind. They're both shirtless. There is a quote that's from producer Rod Hay that says, "If there was an opportunity to try and go to the extreme, you can be damn sure Terry Burke would be attempting to do that." It does have disc artwork as well, without showing off anything in particular. It's just a woman who looks like she's either stoned out of her mind or she's probably dead. So that's fun, you know. Nice to have some more classic Aussie exploitations. It's one of those nice things that Umbrella will do where they'll actually get a new transfer or something like that. So what does it say? Special features, new, the D.W. Griffith of Exploitation. That doesn't sound very... Isn't he the guy who made that racist film? I don't know. Anyway, a visual essay on the career of filmmaker Terry Burke by film buff Paul Harris. New extended, not quite Hollywood interviews with producer/editor Rod Hay and cast members Carla Hugeveen? I don't know. Norman Yem and Bryony Bates. Night of Fear 2005 audio commentary with producer and editor Rod Hay and actress Carla Hugeveen, moderated by filmmaker Mark Hartley. Inn of the Damned 2005 audio commentary with producer/editor Rod Hay and actor Tony Bonner. New Terry Burke TV episode The Raiders with introduction by Jack Thompson. New Terry Burke trailer reel, introduction by Terry Burke, stills and poster galleries for theatrical trailers. So they're both directed by Terry Burke, so that's a good reason to double them up, I think. Because sometimes you wonder where some of these double features come from, like, what the fuck's the point of them being a double feature and whatever, but yeah, it didn't really emphasize that. I was just taking a look at the other one, which stipulates, what have you got? Aspect ratio is 1.85 to 1, it's a 16:9 widescreen. Soundtrack for Night of Fear is 2.0 DTS Master Audio, 2.0 Dual Mono DTS Master Audio for Inn of the Damned. English hard of hearing subtitles for Inn of the Damned only. This is all regions. Feature runs times is 53 minutes plus 117 minutes. So one of these films is exceptionally short, and one of these films is not exceptionally long, but almost 2 hours long, which is very interesting. But yeah, Umbrella invites you to dim the lights and settle in for unnerving evening of sadistic violence, raw red raw horror, and ample bare flesh with this classic exploitation double bill, newly remastered in high definition from the original 35mm Vault materials. 53 minutes, is that really even a feature? Which one even is that? I think that's meant to be Night of Fear. Yeah, probably. Next up we got Wrong Turn, and I got the little bag with it. So we'll open up the film first, get an idea of what this is, because it does have a J card to it, which is very interesting. But it does come with a poster, double-sided poster, a film cell, which is really nice, some art cards, which are very, very graphic. A lot of graphic violence by the looks of it in this film, so that's going to be really fun to watch. Probably not the best to show off in this video. The thing is, I know some of the cast from this film, like, not obviously not personally. I've seen them in other stuff. I think that the main girl's from Buffy. I think the guy is from 6 Feet Under. But yeah, so okay, so you got your J card, which tells you all the details of the film, which is cool. I think this is like an exclusive O sleeve, or however they pronounce it. So you got that artwork there. On the left it says Wrong Turn. On the right it says Wrong Turn. And then you got someone who looks like they're gagged on the back. Stalked by cannibalistic inbred mutants. Oh, fucking shit, we're going that territory, are we? Yes, we are. Special features, let's see, yeah, group was picked up one by one, and a grand gunal of terror and violence in Rob Schmidt's sadistic rural horror masterpiece, Wrong Turn. Special features includes Beware the Woods, The Real Rural History, a video essay by author and film historian Lee Gambin. Oh shit, that name rings a bell. I did an interview with him, he's a great guy. Further reading, a rural horror trailer compilation. Audio commentary by director Rob Schmidt and stars Eliza Dushku and Desmond Harrington. Fresh meat, The Wounds of Wrong Turn, deleted scenes, The Making of Wrong Turn featurette, Eliza Dushku, Babe in the Woods, and Sam Winston featurette, and trailers, or just a trailer. This is Region B, you got DTS, Master Audio, English 5.1, English subtitles for the hard of hearing, Region B, 84-minute film. Yeah, and widescreen 1.8:5. It is limited edition. This is number 385 of 400. So I'm one of 400 people who has this edition of the film. So yeah, take off the O sleeve, O card. I think they call it an O card. I just call it a sleeve. I understand why it's called an O card. And then your main artwork, which is, you know, theatrical poster, that kind of bullshit. Yeah, this is the standard casing. So what's limited edition is basically, it's the set that's limited edition, but it's basically just dictated by a J card. But yeah, you get some more details on the back there. I think this artwork kind of style on the back is more exclusive to this version. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine that this same artwork would be, like this artwork would be on the back of the standard edition version. I haven't seen it in the flesh yet. Wrong Turn production notes. So you got your disc art, but you've also got a bunch of production notes and what seems to be a hell of an essay. But yeah, so that's nice and cute. Now, do you want to see the special features? Yes, you do. Let's take a look. They come in this cute little bag, which if I tear it open with all my might, whilst also being polite about it, comes in a little baggie. Oh, there goes the film cell. You get the film cell in this little bag with that little dude's face on it, if it'll focus. So I'll show that off in a sec. Say the best till last, as they say. A lot of these are very graphic. I can't show a lot of these on YouTube. There's very, very bloody gory, but you get your poster, which is the same artwork on the new O card, and the theatrical poster, which is nice. I don't really think I'll personally display it unless I happen to really like the film. We'll see, because it's one of those classics. This stuff could stay in its sleeve. So they're blank on the back, but they're mostly in this format with the new artwork image. You know, get lost in these woods and your dead meat, and it has a character. So that's a person climbing a tree. Very Friday the 13th-esque, with someone's getting their face slapped with an axe in the mouth. Then you got a arrow in the eye. That looks like the guy who's from 6 Feet Under, who's been, I'd imagine, stabbed. Spoiler alert. Okay, so that one's someone's head that's been cut off in a tub. I can't show that at all, sorry. Let me try to, like, hide some of it. Below my hands is a shot of the guy who gets his head cut off. Neck cut, I don't know, oh god, woman with... the shot of the woman with the barbed wire coming out of her mouth. This shot's fine, this is just people reacting to a corpse, that seems normal. That one is definitely not appropriate. It's the last one. It's basically a whole person's legs being ripped off, and it looks very realistic. So I'm not going to show that part. Yeah, sorry about that, kids. You're not going to be able to see. I mean, I could do it like to give you an idea. If you've seen the film, you know the shot basically. But yeah, what's underneath that is what's not missing is totally someone's leg. I've never seen shots so graphic like that before. Like on cards like that. What am I gonna do? Show that around the fucking household? What if I have people who are younger than the appropriate age to watch this film? You know, say cousins or something who are like 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. Anyway, here's the part where I thought this was empty when I first opened it, because I was like, oh, but there is something in there. And when I grab it out, it is in fact, it's a film cell. And it even has sound on the side, so I could probably, like, chuck this in. Alright, let's see if I can try to get this. I'm going to have to look around. There you go. So, yeah, that's much better. Yeah, it's out of someone's truck window. That's the most, like, cinematic shot you'll ever get for any of these videos. That's me showing off a shot from another film. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, it's just a little thingy. I'll probably keep it inside the Blu-ray case as a. I don't know. I'll probably keep it the rest of the pack so I don't lose it at all. Curious. I discovered a new device. This continuation, I guess. I don't know. I think so. Anyway, got one of these things. It's a label maker. It's called a Dymo. I figured I'd buy one so I could start like labeling the shelf in its specific sections, so like John Carpenter and whatnot. I've got the shelf that's around the corner labeled with Godzilla and John Carpenter. I don't know, I figured it'd be a fun thing to do, make it easy for people to know where collections are, and I might start taking collections out, so rather than it being like, you go A, B, C, and then C happens to be John Carpenter and Jackie Chan, it's like, what if John Carpenter and Jackie Chan were on a different selection, and you could just emphasize, hey, this is Jackie Chan, and this is John Carpenter. Anyway, I would like to note, as a continuation to the previous clip, I actually watched both of these two features. I know, not something I usually do, to begin just watching both, but I had an hour to kill, so I watched Night of Fear, and it was 54 minutes long, because it's meant to be a pilot for a ABC TV show back in the 70s, and yeah, I actually really liked it. It had absolutely, no dialogue, and whatever dialogue there was either stuff on the radio or minimal stuff from police officers, so none of it was, necessary to the plot kind of dialogue. So basically zero dialogue, and it's basically just a guy chasing a girl for the majority of the film. Two, technically, because there's a prologue, and then the setup for the next girl to be chased and stuff. It's fun. It's a nice transfer. It's a fun, just a little thingy. I don't know, I thought it was pretty fun. And I watched Into the Damned. That one was kind of boring. I don't know. It wanted to be a Western, but it also wanted to be a horror film, and it couldn't blend the two really well. It kept deterring, oh, now we're a Western for 45 minutes. No, wait, now we're a horror for 20 minutes. No, wait, now we're a Western. Now we're kept going back and forth. It was just it's nicely shot, well acted, probably better acted than Night of Fear, because Night of Fear is overly dubbed and quite cheesy, but kind of funny for that reason, whereas Into the Damned is clearly a much better film in terms of production quality, but in terms of narrative and anything else, it just lacks so much. But visually, it's nice. They both, again, got nice transfers. I did watch one of the special features, which was the D.W. Griffith of Exploitation, which was a visual essay talking about the filmmaker Terry Burke. These are probably the only two films of his I'm probably going to ever own or watch, given he didn't do too many, and the guy covers his whole filmography. It doesn't really spoil these two films at all, so that's good if you don't mind that. Technically spoils one death in Into the Damned, but I'd forgotten that death was going to happen because the film just kept on going. But yeah, it's a good purchase. I figure, I like that I got it with the day bill and everything. I probably didn't need to buy the limited edition version, realistically, but nevertheless, it's fine. It's a fine double feature. I think Night of Fear is a more entertaining film to watch, and for 54 minutes, it kind of slaps. So anyway, Black Friday sales. I had mentioned, I think in last week's video, that, Black Friday's next week, so there's going to be, sales and stuff. I was hoping the TV would be on sale. It was at the time down to $3,500, but then it's, as of Tuesday, before Black Friday, it's jumped up to $4,300, so I'm not getting that TV for a lot longer now, so, that's great. So I instead bought more films, because, fuck it. At least something is on sale, if the fucking TV ain't, which is still something I'll plan to get at least by Christmas. No one's going to buy it for me for Christmas, but I might get it by Christmas if I'm lucky. So I went to JB. Everything here is based... No, there's two... Okay. This stuff's from JB. I got the Running Man. Never seen it before. I do like Schwarzenegger films. It doesn't come with any special features, which is a bit disappointing. The artwork is nice, but clearly if you got the I think it's Universal, the Steelbook version instead, it's actually Paramount. There's a Steelbook that is basically this same artwork, but has a sleeve, and the sleeve is the theatrical poster with Arnie's face on it. And I'd say that that's a much better design, but I wasn't wanting to spend $65 plus an extra $15 postage, because Zavi does hit $15 postage now, for this film. So I figured instead I'd just buy it for $20 at JB, It's just a single disc edition, no special features. Disappointed in that element, but if I really wanted to watch the film in the best way possible, I'd watch it through this. And I do like the artwork, despite the fact that you can't tell that it's a Schwarzenegger film, except for the fact that it says Schwarzenegger. So, yeah, it's not bad. It was just cheap and easy to get. And it is one of those amusing things where it does say, there's no disc art, where it does say 35th anniversary, first time on 4K. That's unusual, but fine, $20. Can't lose, can I? I probably could. I don't know. I could have like streamed it realistically, or just bought the original Blu-ray. But I'm like, I'd prefer to get it on 4K. Why not? And then I got these two as a 2 for 30, which became 30% off, which made them $10 each. I got Moonfall. Yeah, I wanted to get the 4K, but the 4K was only in the US or some parts of the UK, and has basically gone out of print. Kind of, it's really hard to get now. And I'm like, I don't really care. I saw it in cinemas, it was goofy as shit. $10, goofy as shit. I figured, why not? It's only got one special features, which is Casey Houseman Speaks the Truth. I don't know if I want to watch that, because anything about truth being told in this movie is a fucking joke. Because it's a conspiracy movie, whilst also being, what if moon fell? And it's like visually insanely impressive. Unless it's the Michael Pena scenes with the driving and the stuff. But the scenes with the moon crashing into the earth, fucking spectacular. So I'm keen to not rewatch that anytime soon. But I figured Mum and Dad will really appreciate it, because they like big explosive things like that. Like, I was there with Mum and I was like, hey, you like big explosive, end of the world movies? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, this is that, except it's the moon and it falls. Classic. Got this one as well. I've actually flipped the cover over so it doesn't have the rated G on this side. This is the, I hate that's a double billing, but it does say Icons of the Silver Screen, which is where I'll put it on the shelf. It's the Glenn Miller story, the one with James Stewart, which Dad has it in a 2-pack with a film called Harvey, the one where James Stewart plays a guy who has an imaginary friend, which is like a big rabbit or something. Anyway, but I figured I haven't seen it, I'd like to buy the Blu-ray at least, and it does come with the Benny Goodman story, someone who I've heard of, but I don't, if I feel like it's one of those things, they play his music, I'd be like, hey, I know that guy's music, because I like jazz. I'm not going to repeat what the B says. Anyway, so, you still get your artwork of both different films. It's Region B, I think it's locked, but still, and they're like 2 hours each, because they're basically biopics. But yeah, and the 2.0 mono audio, so, yeah, it's not bad. I haven't checked this one out yet, because I only just got it yesterday, but, yeah, obviously the artwork on the discs is the same artwork, and the reversible sleeve just comes without the G sticker on the front. So, but they both still have the barcode on the back, which is really convenient. I will note as well that I think I had said the Inn of the Damned and Night of Fear, only one of them comes with subtitles for hard of hearing. Yeah, that's probably because one of them doesn't have any fucking dialogue, so it doesn't need any subtitles for the hard of hearing. Then, because Amazon, again, they've all got their sales on, so for $3.50, I bought Reign of Fire. I've been interested in this for a while, I think because I'd seen, Corridor Crew had talked about it, I think. I don't know, someone who I've watched a video of. It does actually come with disc artwork, which is nice. It does come with a selection of special features, which is cool. All regions, all that kind of stuff, because I think it's like a Disney film as well. Like, well, it's Touchstone Pictures, so it's Disney now, basically, but still, like, one of their side things, Touchstone. But yeah, I've heard really good things about it, despite, like, it flopped and whatever, but even everyone was saying, it's like, this is, like, one of those really cool things where it's like, what if it's in the future, but dragons are existing, but we also have modern technology? Wonder what's going to happen? So I've seen parts of it, it seems pretty fun, and I'm keen to watch it. And $3.50, I figured, why not? And I got it with, because that arrived today, I got it with this box, which is the Jason Bourne set, because I have the first 3 films on DVD, but it's Dad's, and I also don't really want to watch them on DVD. I didn't want to get the 4K either, because fuck that, and this was like $26, $27 maybe. Yeah, it comes as a big box with all the details. It's fine. It comes with a 12-page booklet. I'll be honest, worthless of a booklet, realistically. This is the booklet, which has the better artwork, which some collections, like I think the US has this artwork on it, in terms of artwork, but it's basically just, look at this, artwork and a quote. artwork and a quote. Artwork and a quote. Artwork and a quote. Oh, and guess what the last one is? It's artwork and a quote. Wow. Imagine paying for this booklet. What a waste that would have been. The set is all individual Blu-rays. I think the same comes for like every single version of this set, unless you get, again, I think there is a UK equivalent and a US equivalent that's a very thin set, like a standard like double-sized case that has 5 discs in it. Even though I've even seen now, because I've got that for Die Hard, it's like, I've seen Die Hard now as that 5-pack set, without a sleeve, but it's the same artwork and it's the 5 discs, but it's the size of a standard bloody case. And I'm like, why didn't they do that 5 years ago? Now it takes up 2 goddamn slots, wherever it is. It's, oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've still got it over there. I was really confused by that. I'm thinking, where the fuck is it? Anyway, so you get your slots. I'm going to keep these in the box and probably put the box like somewhere over there just so I don't have to fill up more space on the shelf, especially if I'm going to redecorate so I can put things in collections. But you've got matching spines for the first 4 films, and then Jason Bourne is the non-matching one. And you've got the new artwork, which even emphasizes the numbers on the top corners. So it's all like matching set artwork, which is really nice. I actually don't mind this artwork. Again, number 3 on the top of there. That one has number 4 on it. And I do plan to watch all of these. I know that some people don't like Legacy, but even my mate Guy's like, yeah, no, Legacy is really good though. It's just that it was advertised as like a reboot continuation, but it's actually just a continuation. Like apparently the first act of Legacy takes place during like the final act of like Ultimatum, yeah, or at least during part of Ultimatum. So yeah, and then they've got the Jason Bourne with its bland ass fucking artwork, but they've all got special features. You get all that jazz. So I think the benefit of getting these not on 4K, even though I've heard the 4Ks are pretty ugly, you get a fuck ton of special features. There's like, look at that one in particular. That's like a great example of how many fucking special features. A lot of special features, commentaries, music videos, all these anatomies of scenes and breakdowns and deleted scenes and alternate openings and essays and all this kind of stuff. It gets lesser and lesser by the time you get to Legacy, because that only has including deleted scenes and behind-the-scenes features on how the thrilling Manila motorbike chase and wolf fight sequences were filmed, plus much more. You've got plenty of room. There's no need to just put it down into one tiny little box. I guess there was no, I guess Tony Gilroy didn't want to make a commentary for it. And then you got the same for the Jason Bourne. Whole different visual setup for the goddamn case. I imagine the Jason Bourne film isn't very good, or at least might not be. I've got low expectations, but I might enjoy it a lot. I don't know yet, because again, it's like, it's just called Jason Bourne, but it is directed by Paul Greengrass, so it's like, there's some pros and cons there. So I'm interested. I'm keen, because I don't think I've seen any of them. I've seen the first one years and years and years ago. I've seen parts of the original trilogy. I have not seen Legacy or Jason Bourne. Really hate that Jason Bourne is called Jason Bourne. It does my fucking head in. Would it make more sense to be called, like, the Bourne Rebirth or the Bourne... Like, Legacy at least makes sense, but why does it have to be called Jason Bourne? They couldn't think of anything else? I got 2 CD packs from a guy on Facebook. He had 3 horror ones, but I didn't care for the first one because it was like, I've got most of that horror music, or I don't care to listen to that horror music. So this was horror movie hits, 2 CDs plus a bonus DVD. It comes with Night of the Living Dead on DVD. On the back, it tells you what it comes with. So you get all these horror tracks, movie tracks, and the DVD of the movie. I think my standout ones would be like basically CD2 with like Godzilla, the X-Files, the movie main theme. Alien, Dracula, Gremlins, Jurassic Park is great, Poltergeist, The Exorcist, they're all iconic tracks. First CD is Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Wolf, Bram Stoker's Dracula: The Beginning. I'm assuming that's the name of the song. Jaws, The Omen, Frankenstein, Hellraiser Resurrection Waltz. That'll be interesting. I haven't heard that one before. The Shadow, Friday the 13th, The Shining, and then 4 different tracks from Psycho. And yeah, it just opens up and it tells you what the bonus DVD comes with in terms of like special features and contents. And yeah, I don't need the DVD because I've got the Criterion, but I'm also like, hey, that's kind of funny. I just really wanted all the tracks because I figured that'd be fun. I don't need them per se because it's like, YouTube Music and Spotify and all that shit exists. But at the same time, it's always fun to own music. Like, not actually own music, but have a physical version of music, because that's one that a lot of people don't think about music as like a physical entity anymore. So, despite CDs and vinyl still doing really well, which is probably why people don't talk about it that much, because they still sell probably really well. The fact that stuff like Spotify and that exists, I'm like, yeah, I've got a playlist. Like, I've got like 60 gigabytes of music on my phone, and I like listening to that over listening to. I've got YouTube Music. I don't have Spotify, but that's only because I pay for YouTube, so I can use Premium because I like no ads and being able to basically listen to ASMR with my phone off without having to, have the screen on the whole time when I go to sleep and shit like that. It makes life easier for me. I like it. I can jump out of the app while the audio's playing, whether it be like a podcast or review. I can listen to bloody Half in the Bag at work, and no one knows except for me because I'm listening to it on my headphones. It's wonderful. I got this one as well, the Definitive Horror Music Collection. It is a chonker, and it has the dates weirdly. It says 2009 to 2001, 1999 to 84, 83 to 77, and then 76 to 22. So, yeah, it's got almost 100 years of music on it. There's a bunch of classics. So you got like Drag Me to Hell of all films, The Mummy Returns, War of the Worlds. You got stuff from Zodiac, from Dexter. You got The Mummy, Sleepy Hollow, Army of Darkness, which is even referred to here as Evil Dead 3. The Ghostbusters, obviously, because it's a classic. Some of these I do have, like the They Live main theme. I've already got that soundtrack. Nightmare on Elm Street, Christine. Some of these will be on the other Horror Hits one, but still. I probably should have taken a look to see how many were on both, because I feel like undoubtedly a lot of them will correlate. Nosferatu, Bride of Frankenstein, Thing from Another World, Horror of the Black Museum, Dracula, The Haunting, Dracula, Prince of Darkness, Tastes the Blood of Dracula, Devil Rides Out, Rosemary's Baby, Twisted Nerve, Jewel, The Exorcist, Young Frankenstein, The Omen, all of those, and they don't include Godzilla or Jaws in that. So, I don't think Jaws is in this. It has Suspiria, which is really fun. I already have the Suspiria soundtrack, but that's really fun. Again, another The Shining, Dressed to Kill, The Fog, Halloween 2, Poltergeist, The Thing. It's just a lot of fucking classics. It does open up very, not awkwardly per se, but you open up one half and you get a booklet which basically tells you, again, all of the music on the tracks and stuff. It gives you the same artwork as well on the outside, which is cute. And the first CD is the latest one, like the 2009 to 2001. It's so weird that it just says 2009 to 2001. You wouldn't think it would say 2001 to 2009, and then same with the second section. But yeah, I figured that was a pretty fun little thing. It was like $30 for the two together, which was pretty fucking great. But yeah, that's all. I'm actually filming this before the weekend ends because it's been quite a busy week for mail, so I don't know if I'll be filming anything by Monday as it is, so whatever else comes in. I've got my umbrella coming in, delivery coming in next week. I finally bought Frogs on Bluray, so that's coming in next week. So yeah, I figured I'll just save those for another. I mean, obviously there'll be next week's videos anyway. Even if Frogs comes in tomorrow, I'll save that for next week. But yeah, so it's just a fun collection of stuff. I'm very keen to watch Reign of Fire and the Bourne films, and to put those musics onto my phone, and to reorganize this son of a bitch yet again to relabel. But Sam had, as you could probably see here, took out all of his Dragon Ball Z collection. So I think I mentioned that already, but it's like, I now need to reorganize this yet again to just make up for what I've gotten in. Alright, that's all for now. I'll see you kids next time, where I might re-emphasize looking at the theatre room and what I've changed. It isn't much, but it's probably noteworthy. I don't know. Anyway, see you next time. But I realized too, I think I started this video saying, oh, how was that Andor finale? It comes out tonight for me. I haven't even seen it yet. I haven't seen the second last episode either. I'm double featuring it, so assuming I don't get distracted by the Jason Bourne films. So, yeah. Anyway, bye. I'm gonna go this way. Ooh.